Alien 8 UK.
I'ma get funky. I'ma get crazy. I'ma get loose. I'ma get hazy, hazy, hazy. I'ma take a ride. 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 Take me to your leader, take me to your leader, take me to your leader. 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 Yeah, yeah. Take me to your leader. Take me to your leader.
Signal acquisition initiated. Cross-referencing anomaly archives. Pattern recognition complete. Ether online. Proceed.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Alien 8 UK, Gateway into the Unknown on this Friday. Yes, I'm doing an Abbey. I've got my shoulders out. It's far too hot. It's just, I'm not going to complain about the weather, but it's too hot. So before I bring our wonderful guest on this week, for those who don't know, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody for helping us hit over 7,000 subscribers. So thank you, every single one of you. We're just short of 7,200. So yeah, and the numbers are still going up. So appreciate every single one of you. Hello, David. It's not a complaint, it was just a bit of a moan. So that's it. Right, I'm going to bring the guest on. So it's Rob Shelsky. He's going to come on and he's going to talk about what he does. Please, any questions, put in capitals, start with an emoji because he will get missed. And yeah, that's it. So I'm going to bring him on now. And please welcome Rob Shelsky to the show. Hi, Rob. Thank you for coming on.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Very hot.
Oh, that's right.
I know. I'll never get used to this heat. Ever.
Oh, maybe you'll be like the Bahamas, you know? Come to England for a tropical paradise.
I think the Bahamas are a little bit different. They've got better beaches and palm trees and all that.
Well, true.
Yeah.
You may get them.
It might do eventually. You never know. So thank you so much for coming on. Really do appreciate it. So can you tell us, and for those who don't really know anything about you, what you are about and what you do and why you do it?
Sure. I'm a paranormal investigator, primarily UFOs, but just about anything, cryptids, you name it, I investigate it and I write books about it when I find the information that I want or that I like to share with others. And I'm also an ex-MUFON field investigator, and I have a brother who has some missing time. So I'm really, my credentials in the paranormal field are good.
Yeah. So So is it more UFOs than spirits and shadow people and all that you concentrate on, or do you kind of cover pretty much everything?
Well, it's getting harder and harder to separate everything because everything seems to be blurring and crossing over. It was
Yeah.
primarily UFOs for a long time, and I still have a very strong interest in it. But it has caused me to branch out into cryptids first, and then
Yes.
into the supernatural, if you want to call it supernatural. I like to think of it as super normal. I
Yeah.
think it's part of our reality, just parts we don't understand yet.
Yeah. Cool. So, so are you still now part of a paranormal team?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. What was that?
Do you have a paranormal team? Are you part of any groups that go out investigating?
Not really. I have in the past. I investigated a haunted mansion in Ohio,
Yeah.
and that was for Alien Skin magazine with my editor. And I don't usually go with others because I don't know. It seems to more or less interfere with things sometimes than to actually find answers. You get people
Yeah.
saying, "Well, I felt a cold spot." It's a lot of it's so subjective that for me, I'd rather just do it alone, and I can sort of catalog what I think is real
Yeah.
versus what others think is real.
Yeah. So what's your take then on, like, with the gadgets like spirit boxes, K2 meters, REM pods and all that kind of stuff? Do you use any of that, or is that not your thing?
Well, actually, I have some of them myself, but I don't rely too heavily on them. For instance, uh, I don't know if it's the spirit box, but I have a device. I can't think of the name of it, but it doesn't record voices, but gives me voices randomly at times when
Yeah.
I'm like, and sometimes they seem quite pertinent. Other times, I'm wondering if it's just random generated stuff that they
Yeah,
put
yeah,
in. No, so I don't know. So I don't rely too heavily on it. I rely more on cameras, my cameras, because if I can film something on camera, then for me, I know it's real at least, and I can share
yeah,
it with others.
yeah, yeah. So what about, so say you used to go out and do an investigation, whether it's in a group or just on your own, like you were saying, do you like to find out what's going on there before you get there, or like do you do research, or would you rather just go in blind and just pick up whatever you pick up, document it, and then work backwards from that?
I like to go in blind, do the investigation completely without any prior, well, a little prior. I mean, I have to know if there's something going on there. In the case of like the Brown Mountain Lights, I happen to know
Yeah.
that they were there or supposedly. So I went and investigated it, and then I researched it afterwards. And
Oh, so what
that
did
was
you? Yeah, what did you find there? Because that's always interested me. That.
the Brown Mountain Lights.
Yes.
Well, first, I should mention that they have the same thing happening in Australia with the Dugong Mountain Range. They have the lights there as well. But
Yeah.
yes, it's very obvious that they're there. I mean, there's even a state sign on the highway going by there that says Brown Mountain Lights Viewpoint, and they have a big area
Oh.
where you can overlook a cliff and you see the Brown Mountain
Yeah.
Ridge.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are lights. They're like globes of light. They rise from the ground and they go
Yeah.
straight up, and they change colors sometimes to red or orange. Mine were white. I did see
Yeah.
some red ones as well. But yeah, they're real. I filmed them. They're
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, because I've seen a few of these TV shows that have been out and investigating and trying to debunk it to see if it's vehicles that are coming down or going up, if it's aircraft. Swamp gas was another thing that kept getting thrown in it. But no one could really decipher as to exactly what it is or why it's happening.
Uh, it's not swamp gas. It's on the top of a
No,
mountain ridge. There's no swamp there.
yeah, I did think
Brown
that.
Mountain Lights. I mean, that's why they call the Brown Mountain Lights, not the Brown
Yeah.
Swamp Lights.
Yeah.
They might be a piezoelectric in origin because it's a
Yeah.
lot of quartzite in these mountains. If it is, it's a very odd phenomenon because we have quartzite all over this country. It's not doing it anywhere else that I know of.
No.
But and these things have been around for centuries. The Native American Indians recorded them, and as far as talking about them in their legends and stuff, they thought they were the lights of Indian maidens who were searching for their lost husband warriors.
Oh,
So it predates the colonization of America even.
yeah.
These things have been around a long time.
Wow.
And they've been on the X-Files, by the way. There's a whole show devoted to them and
Oh,
Bigfoot
is
at the
that?
same time.
See, I've started rewatching the X-Files. I'm about 5 episodes in.
Oh, you
So
got a long ways to go. Yeah.
I know, but then they're doing the remake of it, haven't they? They filmed the first episode or something. I read the other day.
How many seasons were there? I thought there were like 8 or 9 seasons at least.
Yeah, but there's quite a few, but they're doing the full remake from like episode 1, season 1. So apparently they've just finished filming that. So I don't know. It's going to take them years to redo
Oh,
it,
yes.
but
Unless you binge watch.
that's what I was going to do. Then I thought, no, if I watch like one a week, then I can get everything else done in between. But then I'm thinking, if they're bringing the new ones out, I might have to just. I'm off work in a couple of weeks for 2 weeks. Might just sit there and just
Watch
take my
it.
eyes open and just sit here and watch it till it goes
If I
off.
were you, I'd go to the beach.
Oh, well, this is one round here.
I mean, your water must be pretty cool, right? Around England?
I wouldn't. There's parts of the UK coast that you wouldn't really want to go in the water. It's not the cleanest, shall we say?
Oh, well, that's right. I heard something about flooding causing septic or sewer to
Yeah,
effluent.
there's a couple of water companies that have been charged a few million for not keeping the waterways clean. So
Yeah, we've had it here in California in places. It happens. It happens. But I'm not near the ocean. I'm about 2.5 hours inland from the ocean. I'm closer to the mountains than I am to the sea.
Right, so I'm probably about 2 hours to the nearest coast, but not near.
Oh, you can't be.
No,
You're only
no.
75 miles. They said no. There's no place in England more than 75 miles from the coast.
Yeah, that's
How could it be 2
true.
hours?
But there's no motorways, there's no freeways. You've got the A roads, like dual carriageways and that.
Oh, I've done
But
those a lot.
there's so much traffic going in between, and then you've got to come up. There are some where you can go on the motorway, but then if there's an accident, you're going to be stuck there all day. So I'd rather use the A and B roads to get around.
Yeah, I got
Keep
stuck
moving.
there was an accident on an M5, I think it was, and we sat there for 2 hours.
Yes.
They have to
Sounds about
investigate
right.
the whole scene before they let the traffic go through.
Oh yeah. They can't move it and take photos and video and then do it afterwards. You've got to do it, and they all stand about chatting as well for quite a while. So yeah,
Wow.
I've been there. It's not fun. Yeah, so if I did go to the beach, I'd just stay there for a few days, watch them all, then drive back.
And what is it you like to investigate mostly, since you also investigate?
See, I used to be really big into like cemeteries and abandoned buildings and all that, but I say it all the time, without sounding horrible, I got bored of doing that. It's because you get the grey lady or the whistling man, or do you know what I mean? You get the stereotypical spirits, and to me, it's just you're going in off what somebody else has already told you, and then you're waiting for that to happen. Even if you go in blind, you still know there's something going to be happening, and you can kind of guess up to like 50% of what it's going to be and what's going to happen, if anything happens at all. So mine's more now, obviously, UFOs and cryptids. I think more so with the UFOs because it's an ongoing thing. I know, like, if you see a ghost or a spirit, it's usually the spirit of, let's just say it's the spirit of someone's died, and it's a loop, not necessarily residual, but it's constantly ongoing. And yes, I know you can have direct conversations with them, like recorded on digital devices and all that, and then you've got to go back and decide and listen to it back and go through it that way. But if you're going out looking at UFOs, you're there at that moment in time, documenting what's going on, and it's not going to be the same as what the person who was there last week seen, even though you might be in the same area.
It sounds like you're into the scientific method, and I am too.
Yeah.
It has to be repeatable for me.
Yes.
I've been on a lot of shows. I've co-hosted several recently on the Paranormal Network, and they tell me all these marvelous things that they see portals and Sasquatch coming through it, or Bigfoot. You might know it better as that, and other things as well, and a dire wolf. And I said, well, wow, how many of you were there? And she said, oh, about 5 or 6 of us were investigating it in the woods up in the Appalachians.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I can't wait to see the video and the photos. Oh, we don't have any.
What?
That's what she said. And I asked why. She said, well, it all happened so fast. There was a number of reasons, apparently, and they sounded reasonably cogent. But I
Yeah.
just can't imagine why 5 or 6 people couldn't have whipped out their phone and started taking some pictures
But
and video.
see, I don't get that. So if you're going out investigating, yeah, and that's your purpose to go out and do it, you have a camera, phone, or whatever on standby, or even a digital record or something ready to go.
Well, one of the reasons she said was that their batteries all died and their electronic
Uh,
equipment stopped functioning, which is quite possible, quite
Yeah.
possible. But it
I
leaves
don't
me with
know.
no evidence. I mean, how can I verify that one way or the other? You
Yeah.
might as well say you saw the Virgin Mary in your bathroom. I mean, I don't know if you did or not. You say you did, but I don't know if
Yeah.
you did.
But that's the thing. So with most of the stuff that I've seen or encountered, there are some that I have actually managed to get on video and take photos. But I'd say 95% of it, it's caught me off guard. It's just happened, and as she said, and as you probably know, it does happen so fast. It's
It
like
does happen fast, very
it
fast.
happens, and as you realise what's gone on, it's finished. So
Yeah,
you could
that's true.
talk.
It's happened to me
You
several
could,
times
yeah.
that way.
So or you could talk about an encounter that happened, and you could drag it out for about an hour, but in real time, it probably only lasted 4 or 5 seconds, if that.
I'm changing the subject here, but your accent
Yeah.
is different for me. It's what part of England are you from? You sound. I'm going to go way off in the tangent here
Go
and say
on.
you sound from the north.
Yes, correct. Well
Wow, I'm
done.
getting good at that.
Yes. So, originally I'm from Manchester in the northwest, but I live in Northampton, which is about 50, 60 miles north of London.
Oh, is that considered a long ways from London?
No, it's about half an hour on the train, an hour driving.
Oh,
So,
okay, but the accent changes that strongly in that short a distance?
no. So I'm from Manchester, so Mancunian,
Originally,
Manchester.
yeah.
Yeah. So I've been living down here 18 years this year. So I've still got a northern accent, but
Yes, you do.
I still pick up a lot of local lingo around here. So, but when I go back, I'll speak to anyone on the phone that's from the same area. I think it kicks in a bit.
You revert.
Yeah, not too much, but I don't ever want to lose it anyway, so I'm not too bothered.
You go native.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So-
yeah, my thing is more UFOs and cryptids. Is more. I appreciate everyone that goes out. I know a lot of people that go out doing ghost hunts, and they get amazing footage and videos and photos and EVPs and all that kind of stuff. But it's just it doesn't really interest me that much anymore. I think I've gone past the point of where I'm not getting anything. I need to change and decide on something else, but in the paranormal, just a different genre.
Yeah, or maybe find a new approach to it that
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes. So I now go down more the frequency route with a lot of stuff, just because like frequency and energy, the slightest shift or change can alter the environment of where you are and the whole situation, including the people that you're with. It's just that one click in either direction can completely change whatever
Right.
it is you're doing, and not just in the paranormal, in normal life as well.
Yes, I suppose so. That would be a across the board kind of thing to
Yeah.
consider. Yeah. We're a little different here. I mean, I don't know. There's so many paranormal groups here. It's really breaking down into all these subsets now. and we're getting all sorts of cryptids I've never heard of until recently. I mean, the dogman I've heard of for a number of years
Yeah.
now, but there's one called the celery man or vegetable man.
Ooh.
He has a
No.
head that looks like celery.
I've,
No, haven't heard.
no, I've never. Sorry, I'm just because we have
It
we have
sounds like our
cheese.
vegetables are
Yeah.
rebelling.
It's only because I'm laughing because we do. I don't know if you have them in the US. Cheese strings. So it's a little tube of cheese in a little plastic wrapper, and you peel it. But the advert for it, the commercial on TV, the guy's like, he's a piece of string, but his hair comes up, and it actually. Do you know like them things outside the car wash or carpet things that bounce about that the big inflate? It looks like one of them, and that's what I imagine celery man to look like.
Well, they showed
celery.
a drawing of him. He looks like a really tall, well, not really tall, but average height, but very thin. And his
Yeah.
head does look like celery, but that's a drawing. That's not a photograph, you know. I mean, I have
Yeah.
some celery in my refrigerator. Now I'm afraid to
Yeah.
eat it.
Just
You
draw a little face on it.
Yeah.
But I
But
did see.
let me ask you a
Oh, sorry,
question.
go on.
Do
Yeah.
do you believe UFOs are real?
I believe they exist. As to what they are and where they're from, I don't know. And with disclosure, this is where I get on my soapbox now. But it's all right. I understand why they're doing it in dribs and drabs and not to upset. And they need to control with the mental health side of stuff. I get all that. I understand that it has to be a slower process than what we expected. But don't keep showing us a video or a photograph of something that's, even if it's in 4K, it doesn't matter. We know they exist. We've seen the photo. We've all seen the photos. We've all seen the videos. We want to know why they're coming, where they're coming from, and who's sending them. And
do you think they're? Do you have a favorite opinion as to where they come from? I'm acting like the host here, but
it's fine. It's nice change. See, I'm very big on inner Earth, to be honest with you. So I would love for it to be like Antarctica coming from inner Earth, and it's some subspecies that are underground, or they are part of where we're from. They're just a different version of us. I'd love for that to be a thing. I'm not that bothered if they're from outer space or somewhere like that, even interdimensional, ultra-dimensional. But I think it'd be more fascinating and more exciting if they was to be coming from where we're already at.
And they could be. I read a study that said that after about 10,000 years, there will be no sign of our civilization left on Earth. The Earth is 4.5 billion years old. The countless civilizations could have risen and fallen that time and been completely wiped out, except for one thing that bothers me about that. They said that like in a million years or a couple of million years, there'd be absolutely nothing left. Our concrete would have turned to dust, our buildings are gone, our steel corroded to, in other words, all gone. But yet we find fossils from 65, 70, and 80 million years ago. Why aren't we finding any fossils of them?
No, that's another thing, because they're finding bones of dinosaurs. And don't get me started on dinosaurs. That's something else that I'm not too what's the word? Believable about. Because
you don't believe dinosaurs are believable?
I don't. It's not that I don't believe them. I don't believe what we've been told about them. I think that what we've been told isn't the full truth. It's only a little 2, 3, 4% of what is actually going on. So how are they finding bones from dinosaurs from, is it 75 million years ago? Yet they're finding fossils.
I found some. I found.
Oh no! I'm not saying that they're not real, but I'm saying then we're finding fossils of something that was alive after that.
Well, I mean, we find fossils prior to dinosaurs.
Yeah,
we can go way back to trilobites.
Yeah.
And we have found fossils after that. My problem with if these people existed, like human beings, we get buried in mud flows, we get buried in floods, we
Yes.
get killed and we get buried. A friend in England that I went to visit showed me where his son has an artist shop, sculpture,
Yeah.
and in the driveway they just found 5 burials underneath the
Oh,
driveway. They know they're
wow.
there because they did some kind of sonic thing, to
Oh,
test
like
it.
LiDAR. Yeah, yeah.
Ground, yeah, lidar, yeah, and they, but they haven't dug them up. But you can clearly see them now in the driveway because after a heavy rain, the outlines of the graves appeared, and that's how they discovered them. But I mean, why are there absolutely no, so far, bones or objects crushed in the earth or anything? I mean, I in San Diego, I went up into the mountains, 4,000 feet
Yeah.
up, and dug up seashells from
Yeah.
before that area uplifted. So they're about 80 million years old,
Yeah.
and but complete seashells, clams, that sort of thing. So why aren't we finding that with these in-earth people at all? They must have been on the surface at some point, right?
Yeah. But then, I don't know, could it be the oceans? We, I don't know. It's just,
Or someone with a
it just
giant eraser erasing everything.
God knows. And that's the thing. It's like you start going down one rabbit hole or one path, and
Mhm.
then that will split off into 10, and then you end up coming back on yourself, and then you go down another, and what you thought, oh, that could be real, that could have happened, you go down another one, it's like, well, no, that doesn't make sense now. It most probably exists. And it's just, it's a thing. You're not going round in circles, you're just going down all these different tracks, and you
Tracks,
keep
yeah.
backtracking on yourself to go down another one, and you don't, and you get to the point where you don't know what's what anymore. Because I've always said this: the paranormal
Well,
is one of the
yeah,
only subjects that is
and
constantly.
you're quite right. You begin to not know what's real or what isn't real. I
Oh,
mean, I've been down the ghost path. I've been down the cryptid path. I've been down the
yeah,
UFO path. I've even done the fairies, trolls, and goblins thing.
yes,
Uh, I to get back to the subject that we were talking about. I do believe. No, I don't believe. I know UFOs are real. I know they exist. I know
yeah,
they exist because the evidence, although not the kick your tire type exactly, is so overwhelming at this point from our own federal government here in the United States. I mean, they're releasing photos. They're calling them UAPs. Why they had to change the name, I don't know. But apparently saying they're aerial phenomena rather than unidentified flying objects makes them happy.
yeah,
But we have you seen the picture, very close up, clear picture of the jellyfish UFO?
yes. Was this the one from Afghanistan? Oh no, no, not Afghanistan. Sorry, it is the one over in near Iran, Iraq from a few months
Yes,
ago.
I think it is, although it's been cited in a couple of cases now, and photographed twice. One was quite
Yeah,
blurry. This one looks quite clear. This thing does not fit any type of
no.
aerodynamic or any kind of vehicle that anyone has ever seen.
But
It's
did
it's
you hear?
it's not a
Sorry,
jellyfish. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
But did you hear about the pilot that got shot down a few months ago over on the strait or whatever it is? I don't really follow it. And when he um, ejected out of his plane and was coming down on the parachute, he seen one of these jellyfish type things was not so much following him but observing him.
How could he tell it was observing? I mean, it didn't
But
have
he,
eyes.
he must have been watching it as he's coming down on his chute, and it
Well, if
was
it had
just like,
windows or cameras, yeah.
God knows, don't know.
See, that's the danger of us
This is what
pushing
he
our
claims.
I
Yeah.
mean, if we push our culture on these things, this is, oh, it was observing me. We don't know that it was observing him, not really, do we?
No.
We just know it was there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this one that I saw the clear photo of, it's odd shaped. It's like round and then lobby and then round and things sticking out the side. It really doesn't resemble a jellyfish so much as just a completely utter shapeless mess kind of a thing, but it looks solid and it reflects light all on the same
Yeah.
side. So it appears to be solid and real, but I don't know how anyone could live in such a thing or fly such a thing unless they have some kind of physics we don't know.
Unless that is a living thing itself.
That's what I was thinking. It might be a living
That's
thing.
all I can
That's what I was
get
thinking.
grasp from that, because it it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't make sense to have all these different appendages and all these bits and pieces that are coming off it. But
Well, not to us.
no. But then, are we seeing it in its full form? Are we seeing it in 3D and its full form is 5D or 6D or whatever? Or is it that's how it wants to show itself to us? Because that's the only way that it can fit these. It hurts my head trying to think about.
Well, if it's
Oh,
interdimensional and from a higher dimension, like the fifth or the sixth, if, they say there could be 11 or more. If it came into our dimension, I read a good example of this recently. If you lived in a two-dimensional world, if you lived on a flat piece of paper,
yes,
and strictly two-dimensional, no up or down, just left or right, that kind of thing. And if you saw an apple from the fifth dimension or a fruit of some kind from the fifth dimension come into our universe, you wouldn't see the whole apple. You would
No.
only see a slice of it at any given time. So you would have no idea what the complete picture of that was. And that could be what the jellyfish is, to us.
Yeah. And the other thing that I was thinking that they could be, I was actually thinking about this the other day. You must have heard about sky whales.
Yes.
Is it part of what they are? If it's some organic creature that's up in our atmosphere that isn't always visible to our frequency, are they there all the time and just every so often it either glitches and we get to see them, or they choose who can see them as, where, and when?
Yeah, and there's also these rods that fly
Yes,
around.
the little
So they have like little fluttery things on each side of them, and they say, well, that could just be the stop action camera of the video causing a distortion of a butterfly or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so, because I watch them for hours at a time. They are not distortions. They have a definite length. They all have the same length. And if it's camera distortions, that should alter over time, but it doesn't. So what are they?
Because you see them shooting across, you go, not just horizontal and vertical, but you see them diagonal and that.
Oh, yes.
It's only when you get a picture of it that you can see it. It reminds me of looks like DNA. Looks like a strand of DNA.
Yes,
the way
it
that
does.
the say
Or a sine wave that goes up and down.
Yeah.
That's
That's
it does.
what. Yeah.
But that doesn't look like a bug to me.
No.
I'm sorry, it just
I
doesn't.
think if it was a bug, it'd just be like more of a brown blur, maybe stretched out a little bit. It wouldn't be, because I've done it when I've got some night vision goggles, but even like normal daylight, I've took a photo and there's been a bug going past, and you zoom in and you can make out the shape of it, even though it's going past. You can see it's just like a blurry bee or a blue bottle or
Right.
like
You get a blurred image of it.
Yeah.
There was one case, I think it happened in England, where a guy thought he had photographed a fairy. It looked like a little fairy flitting around outside a security camera. But it turned out that it was a flying bug that was just so close to the camera, it was distorting it. So, I mean, yes, it could be a distortion of an insect, but by the same token, after having viewed them so often, for me personally, they don't look like any kind of insect that I could think would be that way. First of all, I don't know of any insect that's about a foot long or 18 inches or so, and I don't know anything that flies like that and has those kind of aerodynamic capabilities. Even if what you're seeing is the same bug, like in stop action across the frame, it wouldn't look like that and always be the same length.
And you'd see it point A, then you'd see it at point B. You wouldn't see the bit in between.
Right.
So, and the other thing it reminds me of is like a centipede or a millipede. But obviously they don't fly. No, that's what I mean. Unless they've evolved and they've grown wings and they go, do you know what? We'll go and fly about at night while there's no one about.
An undiscovered species? Oh gosh, I hate the idea of flying millipedes, centipedes.
No. But it's just
so what do you make of it? I mean, what do you make of sky whales and jellyfish and all these things floating around in the sky? What do you make of that? Do you think it's bunch of different sources, or you think it's all one, or interdimensional?
I
What do
don't
you think?
know. I don't think they're interdimensional. I just think they're on a different frequency. That's my big thing at the moment. I'm doing a talk on it in a couple of months. So I'm doing quite a lot of research into frequency. And as we know, everything has frequency. If your hand could vibrate at the same frequency as, say, this microphone, I'd be able to put my hand straight through it like it wasn't there.
No, no, you wouldn't.
Oh,
It's
would
the
you not?
strong. No, it's the strong nuclear force that's repelling you. The atoms
Ah,
of the microphone
I
together are
thought you could.
repelling your atoms. They won't. It's
Right,
repelling
because
it.
they're different types of atoms.
Well, and there's two nuclear forces: the strong nuclear force and the weak nuclear force. And this is the strong nuclear force, I believe.
Oh, I,
I'd
I
have to
sit
double check that.
corrected.
It's one of the two forces, they say.
Yeah, I need to change my research. And
Yeah.
so,
But oh,
go
go
on,
ahead.
sorry. No, you're okay. Carry on.
Oh, I was going to say, but the idea of frequency to me has been gaining strength too, as far as being able to see things, because we are made up of atoms, which are made up of subatomic particles, which, according to string theory and many other theories as well, don't actually exist in a solid state. They are basically a wave function, a probability wave function. And you are the culmination of all those probability wave functions. You are the most likely outcome of all those wave functions, but you are not the only outcome, according to physics.
Ah,
And by the way, you can put your hand through there if you did it often enough for a long enough period. It might take almost eternity, but according to
yeah.
quantum physics, by sheer chance, by sheer probability, it should happen sooner or later because it
So
is
just
possible to happen, but
do
it's
it.
just a low possibility.
Yeah, it's just doing it at the right time, at the right moment.
Did you ever see the movie Men Who Stare at Goats with George
No,
Clooney?
oh no, I've still not seen that.
You've got to see that. You got to see that. It's based at the beginning of the movie. They say this is based more on truth than you may believe,
Oh,
and it is very intriguing, and a lot
yeah,
of it I know is true because I've researched other things and they separately from that, and they verify that a lot of it's true. Is it all true? No. I mean, they've obviously fictionalized it
yeah,
more near the end, you know. But yeah,
yeah.
it's worth watching if you want to get an insight
Mm,
into it.
yeah, I'll add it to my list of what I'm going to do in the 2 weeks that I'm off work.
You'll die of old age before you get all this done, won't you?
Oh, yes.
Well,
Right,
I
we've
do
got.
believe UFOs are real, and I do believe some of them are dangerous because of the evidence for that. And the evidence for that is quite real. Whatever you want to call that UFO that was buzzing at different points in times at different places, some of them cause damage, some of them cause injuries, some of them cause death. So, one, UFOs exist because they can cause this.
Yeah,
Number two, they can hurt people, they can kill people, they can damage property, and they do. But
yeah,
also, there's a whole bunch of other UFO type stuff, which seems to drift more into the paranormal. Whether it's dragons, space whales, or sky
yeah.
whales, or any of this stuff, uh, and that may be the frequency thing. And even the UFOs may be a frequency thing. Maybe it's their form of cloaking to hide from us. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. That'd make a lot of sense. Can I show you an image of something that I took? I've got a video and photo that I took just over 12 months ago, I think it was. Yeah. So,
Sure.
so I'll put the image up and then I'll explain it. I know it's a little bit pixelated, but so I was in Cambridgeshire and I was on the phone to my mate Simon, and it is about 9:18 in the morning, because I've got all the GPS information on the photographs. That was in the sky, and I was driving towards it for about 15 to 20 minutes, and it was just there, and I thought it was a hot air balloon. Simon goes, "Why don't you get out and take a photo?" I went, "I can't, I'm on a country road." Anyway, I come up to like a little lay-by at the side of a farmer's field, like a farm gate, pulled up in that, took some photos, took a little video, and that is a still from the video. But if you watch the video on that, you can clearly see it rotating, and at one point it looks like an upside down pyramid.
That,
There's no windows in it, there's no door, no lights on it, no sound coming from it, and it's about, I'd say, maximum about a mile away. and it must have been the size of a 4-story building.
Of a what? How big a building? 4 stories?
4-story. Yeah, at least.
And was it sort of floating?
It was just there in the sky. It wasn't zipping across. It wasn't going up and down, or
It was just floating?
there. And I'm driving, and it's staying in the same position. I'm going down these windy roads, and
Was that a hole through the center of it, or was that a protrusion on it, on the front?
well,
of it?
that I think that was light reflecting on it. The bit right
Okay,
in
if
the
that's
center.
light reflecting on it, the light source has to be from below.
Yeah, because you can
Where
see
was
the
the sun
shadow
at
on
that
it as
time?
well.
Where was the sun?
It
at that
was in March, so the sun would only just be coming up. Like I said, it was about 9:20.
point? Oh, so it could be from sunlight reflecting off
Yeah.
of it. Okay. I
So
was just wondering about that. Yeah.
so then the next day, this is another picture. These are the only two pictures that I've got on here at the moment. So the one on the left is the one that's seen on day 2. Now that kept up with me for 18.2 mile at 65 miles an hour, and it stayed level through my side window in the works van as I'm driving, and it stayed the same distance. It was like you had tree lines and hills and buildings and farms and that, and it would stay the same point. So it was either behind the trees, in front of the trees, behind the hill. You know what I mean? Depending where the landscape was, depending where that was. I even put the window down to make sure it wasn't something on the window, and
I was going to ask you that.
yeah.
I didn't want to ask it because it sounds like you don't know what you're doing if to ask a question. But
No,
with computers, if you
I
have a
did,
problem, is it
yeah.
plugged in?
But when I took the photos and the videos of these, I parked the van up, got out the van, and took them with me cell phone. So it wasn't something on the glass. It wasn't a reflection. Like I said, I got out the van, I walked about 3-5 foot away, took the photos, and that was it. And
It
that's
looks
what
like
I got.
a rock. They look like rocks.
Yeah. The one on the right on the original photograph, the first thing I said, it's like someone's got a rock, thrown it up in the air, and it just stayed there.
Yeah.
Didn't move.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Avatar. You know those rock islands floating in the sky?
Ah, yes.
They were shaped a
Never
lot like
thought
that.
of that.
Yeah, I mean that's what it looks like. I don't see how it could be.
And yeah, so with this one, so like I said, this was no, not that one. Sorry, this one, the one on the left. So these are the one on the right was at 9:18 in the morning. The one on the left was about 8:10 in the morning the next day. So one was on the Monday, this was on the Tuesday. The second one. So I was at a party over Christmas. I was chatting to one of the women there. She was asking me about the channel and that. She goes, "You'll never guess what I had an encounter a few months ago." I went, "Right, okay." She went, "So I'm in Northampton. She's originally from Essex. So she'd been visiting her mum and was coming back late afternoon, early evening. So you've got the A14 that changes to the M1 that takes you straight down into London, but you can cut off and go different parts of Essex. It's just the easiest way from this part of the UK." So she goes, "I was driving back," and she goes, "I thought I seen a hot air balloon." I'm like, "Shut your face, not a chat." And we worked it out. It was the same day that I seen that one, except she seen it about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening, where I seen mine 12 hours earlier. But she said it was in the same place. As she's coming round up past Stansted Airport, that around that part, and coming up towards into Cambridge and into Northampton. She goes, and it was there all the time. She goes, "It's proper freaking me out."
Okay, a couple of questions. One,
Yeah.
do you think that it was following you or tracking you?
The second one, yes, because it stayed with me. And the other bit that I've not told you yet, so it was 18.2 mile. I know because I measured it coming back and the speed that I was doing. It probably took me 22, 23 minutes, thereabouts. As I'm driving down, it wasn't getting nearer, but whatever it was getting bigger. It was like inflating. So it was the same distance all the time, but it just gradually got bigger and bigger. And as I turned off the A14 where it changes to the M11, I then went, so I'm heading south. I then went east. And as I turned east, I should have been able to see it in both wing mirrors and my rear view mirror because it was all open landscape. There's nothing there, nothing to be seen.
Now, you said that she saw it at a different, going a different route. Do you think it was the
Yeah.
same one, or do you think it was something different?
Yes, I believe it's the same one because where she's seen it. So as I'm going south, it's on my right. As I'm going, I'm heading south, it's on my right. If she's coming north, it's on her
North.
left.
Oh,
So-
so it probably
so
was
it-
the same one. Yeah.
But it
So
was
it had to have been
11
fairly high up, right?
No, it was about 11, between 10 and 12 hours time difference from me seeing it and her seeing it. I kept
Well, where's
checking
the
the clock.
media? Why would the media have caught that, or someone else besides you
I
two?
looked, I checked on the news, because the area that I live, Cambridge, Norfolk, Suffolk, all that area, comes under the same TV channel. But I was looking online, did loads of different research. Nicole, who co-hosts with me on a Wednesday, she emailed a lot of the hot air balloon companies in that area.
Mhm.
Some of them said no, it wasn't them. Two got back to her. One said, they all got back to her, but they all said it weren't them. One said, yeah, we did have a balloon out, but that's not our balloon. Ours is like bright red or bright yellow or whatever. But the second one that I seen, that went up into the part of it because it's still quite hazy in the morning. That was in the clouds. And I ended up doing that much research on hot air ballooning. I know everything about them other than how to fly them. I know the rules and regulations, how the safety. You can't fly in clouds. You've got to say so many meters away. You can't go near power cables. You can't go near wind farms. And that one that I seen was right above a wind farm.
So it would have been illegal where it was.
Yes. Yeah. And for the
And I'm
size of
sure
it,
you
it
have
would have
radar all
caused
over. Yeah.
a lot of damage.
I-
I even had a look on Flight Radar 24 to see what was in the area at them times. Nothing.
It doesn't even look like a balloon, even
No.
remotely.
It does at a distance when you're squinting like that, and I'm looking and like, there's no basket on that.
No, there's no basket, but it could be a weather balloon. But I've never seen a weather balloon that looked like that.
They don't do weather balloons in that part of the UK. I've checked all of that. I've checked everything. And then I seen a hot air balloon coming over. I'm like, oh, no, another one. Then this was about half a mile away. There's 3 guys in it. Even with the windows up, you could hear them when they're inflating it with the gas canisters, all that kind of stuff. And from me seeing it to me passing it, it took less than about, I think it was like 1 minute. Oh no, 1 minute 20. It was around about a minute, just about between 40 seconds and 1 minute 20 before from me seeing it to it being completely out of sight. So
And
there's no way
one of the ones you saw was following you, right? You said
it
basically
stayed
going
level with me
No
for
balloon can do that. No balloon does
18.2
that.
mile. Even if it had
Yeah.
an engine, it couldn't because it can't direct its own travel. And
No.
with balloons as well, they have to have the pickup point, so they've got to know roughly what time they're going to land. The maximum time that they're going to be up in the air, maximum at the push, is 4 hours. It averages between 90 minutes and 2 hours 20 minutes.
And it's not a drone. It's far too large for a drone.
No,
It's
there's
not
no
a
lights
jet,
on it, no sound, no engine.
and no helicopter, no plane. I mean, we pretty well covered everything it could possibly
I
be.
like I said, I parked up on the emergency part on the A14, like the refuge area, like for like proper emergencies, to get out to take a photo to see if could hear there's all trucks and everything going past. I thought I'm not letting this go without getting some evidence.
A little spooky though, doing that on a busy highway.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't. Yeah, but it's like I'd had so many encounters before with other stuff. I was like, I need to get this just so I know I've got it and it's there. And yeah,
What do you think it's all about?
no idea.
No idea. You're
No
completely
idea.
at sea?
The
Completely at
first
sea?
one, the only thing that I can get from it is it was there to show me that they exist. That was it. It was like, here you go. There's something for you.
Yeah, but
Talk
I mean, if
about
they want to
it, don't
show that
talk
they
about it.
exist, why don't they just flash their lights like strobe lights and blast music or something and
I know.
go over London, and maybe 100 feet in the air or something? Why drift randomly over a rural
But
countryside?
no, but this no, so this A14 is the main link from the Midlands to the like Felixstowe, Norfolk and Suffolk, and then if you carry on south, it takes you straight into London. So it is one of the major routes in the UK.
Right, but people I mean,
But
if they're,
no one
if,
else reported it.
but I mean, which is weird. You would have thought, of
Yes.
course, a lot of people might say, "Wow, what is that?" And kept on
Yeah.
driving.
But well, this is the other thing though. First glance, it looked like a hot air balloon. So if you say, "Oh," when I was chatting to Baby with Laser Darren, who's in the chat, and we did the research, and it was the first day of the hot air ballooning season in the UK.
Hmm.
But then I did see one a few months later, which was the last day of the hot air balloon season, and that went up into the clouds, and that had vanished, and it had come back, and that was even more mad than this. So,
I'm kind of glad I don't live in England.
but I've
Come
not
the
seen.
invasion, I don't want
Yeah,
to be there.
but we've got the perfect weather at the moment for hot air ballooning because they can get into the thermal drift and stay there, and they use little to no fuel. I've not seen one this year, and I'm going in the same areas that I've been doing. I've worked for this company now 7 years, the company that I worked for before. So I've been covering Cambridge, Suffolk, Norfolk since 2011. So good 15 years. I've
So,
seen hot air balloons and that all the time, and nothing
what
like
kind of work
this.
do you do?
I drive. So I did do confidential waste date. So we used to do this. With people ID for companies. We'd pick
Mhm.
it up from that data storage. We'd do all that kind of stuff. So we'd drop the tapes off, pick the other tapes up. They'd go in because if they didn't have any off site and something happened to them, they're not insured. So when you
I
hear
see.
about these tapes getting stolen or these discs getting stolen with everyone's ID on it for banks and companies and solicitors, that's what we used to
Just happened to
transport.
me, by the way. Yeah, it did. It just happened. Yeah,
Really? Wow.
my doctor's office, which is a big medical clinic thing across
Yeah,
the
yeah.
country, but they just told me that they had a breach and that my data, along with several million other people's, had been taken.
Oh,
Yeah. So
yeah.
that happens all the time, apparently. And I have a
Yes.
friend who is a vet and a vet from World War, well, no, not World War II, from the Vietnam War. And he
Yeah.
said that all his Veterans Administration information had been hacked along with millions of
Oh,
others. But the reason I asked you about your job was I was wondering if when it trained you for like observation or, uh, you
kind
know,
of.
kind of,
Because
if you're driving all the
I'm
time, you have to
driving,
really be,
as you
yeah.
know, I do about anything between 7 and 10 hours Monday to Friday. So you're always observant. You're looking at what's going on the roads.
You
Like,
have to. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I
So
do
you have a
anything.
trained eye. You have a trained
Yeah,
eye.
so I'm doing between 200 and 300 miles a day. So I'll do
Hmm.
maximum 1,500 miles a week, plus whatever driving I do once I'm at home. So you can add on
So
to that
you've
as
got
well.
rocks flying around in the sky that are huge, as big as a four-story building over England.
Yep, yep.
Uh,
I know, and I still don't know where it is. Not got a
no.
clue.
I mean, the thing has no discernible shape. It is basically shapeless. I mean, you can say, oh,
Oh,
one
but
sort of looks like an up.
when you watch the video, you can see it's rotating.
Yeah, and that's unusual, even for a balloon. Hot air balloons, they don't usually
Yeah.
rotate.
Well, you see them rotate, but they go really slow.
Really
So
slow, yeah.
I used to live near when I was in Manchester, not too far from the airport, and there's a place called Barton Aerodrome, and they used to have an air show on every year, like the Red Arrows, Concorde, all that kind of stuff, B-52s, Hurricanes. But where I lived, I could see it from the back garden, so it didn't matter. But we used to see hot air balloons all the time. So growing up from being a little kid, I know you just get to know the like Spitfires. There's a small airfield near where I live now, and on a Friday afternoon, the Red Arrows in the summer they practice when they do the air shows and what have you. So you have the biplanes going over, you have the Spitfires going over. So I don't even have to look up in the air on a lot of the older aircraft to know what it is it's going past.
Yeah.
So you
Look,
get used
the
to
only
the
thing I could
sound.
think is maybe it's a specifically designed balloons to look like that. I mean, there are some really crazy balloons that are making up. They usually have very
Could be.
defined
Yeah,
shapes. They don't make them look like a
yeah.
rock.
Because you've got Homer Simpson's head, you've got Bertie Bassett, I mean, you've got all these different shapes. You've even got ones like an alien head or a UFO, but you can
Yeah.
clearly tell it's a hot air balloon.
Yeah, our Thanksgiving Day parade, we have a lot of balloons that they have to hold down because they're helium
Yeah.
filled. If they
But
escape,
every year, there's a big park near where I live in Northampton, and they have a balloon festival where they have like 15, 20 hot air balloons. There's at a shop, probably not even, you could walk there in 5 minutes. We're in the car park, this is about 5 years ago, hot air balloon coming over, and I'm like, you could hear the conversation of the people in the basket. That's how low down it was. I'm like,
wow.
that is going to crash into the houses. It was just getting lower and lower, getting near to the retail park. And we sat in the car, like, expecting this big incident, and then it just started to go back up again. But I'd say it was only about 200 foot above the houses, if that.
You know, in America back in the late 1800s, very early 1900s, there were these airships flying over America, mostly around Texas, it seems like, and places out west.
Yeah.
But they weren't balloons. They were like vessels with windows and outer decks and all this sort of thing where people could stand and
Ah,
look down and even throw their trash out. But they don't know who these people were, where they came from, or where they went to. But if you check American news media's history, you'll find a number of, and there's even one that supposedly crashed on a ranch in Texas, hit a windmill or
yes.
something,
Yes,
and
yes, I heard about that.
the aliens buried in a nearby town.
Yeah, in 1870 something, was it? It was the late
Uh,
1800s, wasn't it?
no, this one was actually, I think, the early 1900s, but
Oh, was it?
the airships do date back to the late 1800s,
Right.
1870 to 1898, around there.
See, with them, I think Tartaria. Just
I was
because of
just going to ask you about that.
it's
Do you
because
think it's the Tartarian Empire?
I think there was. It's just like
When?
the dynasty empire, and I don't know because I've looked into that, and apparently they discovered the fifth dimension, or like what our 5G, they're equivalent to what our 5G is now, and they managed to shift. Apparently, they managed to shift their frequency, so they're still here, but we can't see them because they're living in a different frequency than what we are now. So it's all these parallel dimensions.
Yeah, that's a nice theory, but it
Yeah.
basically is a conspiracy theory. I have not seen any evidence to support that, other than the fact that they were here and now they're gone.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff you have to debunk. I fell for it myself recently. After the show about the Tartarian Empire that I did, I started checking into it more thoroughly because I didn't know a lot about it. And
No.
they were talking about a road across the Mississippi River in 1936 that showed it was large cobblestones about a foot by a foot square, and
Yeah.
the whole road went across the Mississippi. And there's one supposedly in Washington and one somewhere else. I'm not sure where it was, but it was only seen because of the Dust Bowl drought we had in the 1930s. The river was, but
Yeah.
it never happened. It's a YouTube lie. It looks quite real. They cite
Yeah.
people, dates, times, places. Totally phony.
Yeah.
Totally
But
phony.
this Tartaria, I'm just trying to remember. It's supposed to have rain between 200 AD to about 800 AD.
Yeah, see, there's a problem there because a lot of the stuff I see about the Tartarian Empire says that it was really big in the 17th and 18th and 19th century.
Oh, because it's supposed to
And they
be.
point to all these buildings with the domes and the elaborate spires and all that sort
Yeah.
of thing. And yeah, that was High Baroque period and
the
Second
other
Empire
thing-
of France. Yeah,
it's supposed to have taken over from the Romans.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but we weren't there, so I don't know.
But it looks like they've gone Roman because we don't see them anymore.
No.
Roman. But, I have my doubts about the Tartarian Empire.
Yeah, I think
It was common on
there
old
was
maps.
something. I think there was something going on, but
Well, there was, because if you look at the Piri-Reis map, which is a compilation of older maps put together by an admiral in the 15th century in Turkey, was it? And a Turkish admiral, anyway. And the Piri-Reis map clearly shows an uniced Antarctica, including the
yes,
mountains and the rivers and stuff along the
yeah,
coast that emptied out. But the problem with that is the last time ice was not in Antarctica was about 6 million years ago.
yeah. I
So
know.
wherever these original maps came from that made the Piri-Reis map really must have dated way back. And I think it must be considered a piece of evidence because we have the actual map and we know who made it and when they made it. And the parchment is put on, we know comes from that period. So the
Yeah,
Piri-Reis map is real. So that means Antarctica must have looked that way, whoever saw it.
yeah.
So, and you think it was the Tartarians?
Could be. I can't think of it. What it's
You're
either that
hedging.
or some sort of frequency shift, crossover in dimensions. I don't know.
When I was doing one of my books on ancient alien empire, megalithia, one
Yeah,
of the things I came across was the Creator Stone that was found in eastern Russia, near the Urals, I think. There's a large
yeah,
stone that some people found in their backyard, and the local university got it. And it's quite real, but it seems to show an aerial map of the region. And the aerial map shows canals, dams, all sorts of things. But the creator map is a creator stone. It's made of 3 layers of rock, the top layer
yeah.
being translucent. And these 3 types of rock, they don't know how they bonded them together, and they don't know how they got a map that looks like the region from 30,000 feet up. But it looked like they were doing major terraforming, nothing less than that in that region.
Mm,
But there's no sign of it now, so it had to have been done. They're estimating the rock itself that the map is on dates back about 25 million years.
wow.
Yeah.
See, the other thing are these resets that people they keep talking about. Because I know, is it Eric Van Daniken in one of his books? I think it's Chariots of the Gods. They've done, they're doing research into the ground, and they found these different layers of where there's been radioactive fallout that can only be caused from a nuclear war.
They have found high incidence of radiation in India or Pakistan. Actually, I guess it is now. I'm not sure. It's right on the
Yeah,
border there. But the radiation levels are well above normal, and there's several areas in India, and one of them is Mohenjo-daro, an ancient city
yeah,
that existed probably prior to the Great Flood. But and one other place that seemed to show, and there was also vitrified material there, rock that had been turned to glass in Mohenjo-daro. So that does look like that. Also, though, there is what they believe was a major radiation or radioactive explosion in South Africa, but they think that might have been a natural reactor. There was just so much uranium in the area that it went critically blue.
got you. Yeah,
Yeah, but they also have those corrals all over South Africa of rocks. We call them corrals. They're circular and that sort of thing, and they
yeah,
seem to date back thousands upon thousands of years to long before there should have been anything like that. And here in the United States, in Utah, there's a coal mine that they think dates back to about 50,000 years
wow.
ago. And it's an open shaft, and the coal in it is so oxidized it won't even burn. It's been there exposed to air for so long. So who was mining coal 50,000 years ago in Utah?
Well, I know, and it's just like say you go down a rabbit hole and you end up going down 10 more, and you've got more questions than you've got any answers for.
And then you have to try to correlate it with everything else and see if it makes
Yep.
any kind of. You look for patterns and correlations, and I think history on this planet is far older than human history, is what I think.
Yeah.
And I think that we have been visited, whether it's from other dimensions, outer space, or inner space, for countless millennia. And I think,
Yeah.
I mean, the historical history, it's in Renaissance paintings. You see UFOs in the background in the sky painted in.
Yes.
You have Alexander the Great's historian claiming that silver shields of the sky stampeded the elephants, his war elephants, along the Indus River, and that was one
Yes,
of the
yeah,
main
yeah, yeah.
reasons that they didn't go on into India. That's why Alexander the Great turned back. His generals
But
revolted at that point.
but
So
then,
it's
oh, sorry, go on.
no, you go ahead, please.
I was just going to say, so you saying about these paintings and that, and then you've got the other paintings with like these giant elephants, and they've got like what look like dinosaurs at the side of them carrying stuff as well, the Diplodocus or Diplodocus or that type of creature. And these are in the paintings, and you've got all the soldiers and the army and the infantry and everyone else there. So why would they paint something onto these images that didn't exist? That wouldn't make sense.
No, it
Unless they're
doesn't
trying
make
to,
sense.
other than trying to make it look a bit more exotic than what it actually was.
Well, England was very good at that during the 18th century when you guys were exploring the whole world. They loved to really expand on what they heard
Yes.
and make it even more public grabbing images.
Yeah.
But by the same token, we have old sculptures and stuff that appear to show this. For instance, there are temples in India that at the top they're stone and they go up like to a pyramid shape, sort of. But at the very top is a big round thing that looks exactly like a flying saucer.
Yes.
And no one knows now why they built them that way or what they were for. We have a temple in India that was carved out of solid rock, and we don't know how it could have been managed. I mean, this just goes on and on and on. We have more mysteries than we know what to do with.
Yeah.
And I wish to gosh that people would get together and form some kind of committee. I don't like committees actually, but some kind of group that,
Facebook group.
yeah, yeah, even those are kind of touch and go
Yeah.
sometimes. But yeah, where we actually we're so specialized in each, even in the paranormal. Look how specialized we are. You're either into ghost hunting,
Well,
or
it depends what you're into.
depends on what you're into. Having an orgasm with a pallid phantasm, yeah, okay. But or cryptids, or UFOs, or witchcraft. I mean, or goblins, and I mean,
You got the fae, you've got conspiracy theories, you've got the occult. These all different like sidelines of the paranormal.
I wonder if the whole thing about the fae stuff, it doesn't come from a time when we did have other visitors here that could do things that we couldn't do. I mean, some of the aliens that they've said they've seen in America are like 3-4 feet tall. Well, that would qualify as a goblin or a gnome or a leprechaun, for one thing, if someone else saw.
Look at the Hopkinsville.
The hot what?
Creatures. Hopkinsville. Is it Hopkinsville?
Hopkinsville? Where's that?
Um,
Sounds like America. Hopkinsville.
Yeah, it
You
is.
guys don't.
Can't think, but it's Hopkinsville. It's in Kentucky. The Goblins, where the farm that
Oh yeah.
there's a family
Oh, I know
that was
what you're talking.
shooting
Yeah,
at-
I know what you're talking.
Yeah, they went. I couldn't think what they were called, the Goblins, and they went to the sheriffs and they're floating about. And every time they hit them, they'd spin round like them things on the fair where you throw a coconut at it and it just spins on a pivot. There's all different things going on, and they fired so many rounds of ammunition at them. And
Well,
Just-
North Carolina has a real history of the supernatural and the fae. Our Appalachian Mountains run from South Georgia all the way up to Maine. They're called different names along the way, whether you call them the Poconos, the
Yes.
Adirondacks, the Catskills. It's all the same mountains. And those mountains predate the Atlantic Ocean. Did you know the northernmost part of the Appalachians is in Scotland?
yes, so I only heard this the other week. So I can't remember who I was talking to.
Might have
they
been
were saying,
me.
yeah,
Might have been me.
they were saying, do you know you've got the Appalachians in the UK? If you look and if you push all the continents back together,
Hmm.
the Appalachians are perfect. It goes right the way through into the Scottish Highlands.
And your
I've-
highest mountain in Great Britain is in the Scottish Highlands. Ben Nevis, isn't
Yep.
it?
Glencoe, yep. Been up there.
How do you
Bit
pronounce
cold.
it? Do you say Ben Nevis?
Nevis.
Nevis.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Ben Nevis. Yeah. So, which is actually kind of a short mountain by American standards. I mean, that's at around
Yes.
4,000 feet, whereas the city of Denver, Colorado, is already a mile high. And then you have the
All right.
Rockies right behind it, which go up another
Yep.
10,000 feet. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
high here. But
It's not
yeah,
bad
it's
for us. At least we've
but
got a mountain.
yeah, but we have the moon-eyed people. We have Sasquatch or Bigfoot. We
Yeah.
have we even supposedly have fairies or something very like them here in North
Oh,
Carolina up in the mountains. So in one particular spot by waterfall.
yeah.
So there's a whole lot of stuff going on. But I don't know. I don't know what you can make of it. You know, my brother passed away a few years ago, and he never did find the answers. And I'm afraid the same is going to happen to all of us, unless they
I
finally come
know.
out with a disclosure. But I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Well, someone put in the chat before, I think it was Janice, and she said, what if when you die, what if that's when you get all the answers?
And what if that is when you get nothing? I mean, we don't know, do we?
I know. Oh, no. There's one way to find out, but then are you going to tell?
Yeah, well, I'm not going that route.
No.
Like,
I'm
hell
gonna
no, I
lay
won't
it.
go.
Yeah, I'll leave that to the very last moment. But it's
Yeah,
just,
me too.
I-
But yeah, if you believe in ghosts, you must believe in an afterlife, though, right?
yeah, but then you've got the residual and stone tape theory, and is it just, you say like you have intelligent spirits and all that you can interact with, but then is that actually the spirit of a dead person, or is that something else mimicking or pretending to be what you want it to be?
And now we're getting into demons and witchcraft, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
And
always
then
fun.
and then you've got like doppelgangers and golems and tuplers, and you've got all that kind of stuff. So then you've got intent and manifestation, and that just opens it up even more.
Yeah, you know, it's in order to do something methodically, as with the scientific method, you have to have some
Yeah.
terra firma, some firm ground to stand on.
Yeah.
And I find that I'm standing more like on sand. It keeps shifting beneath my feet. I mean, I can't seem to. When I first got into UFOs, it was strictly UFOs. I mean, since I was a little tiny kid, I wanted to believe in UFOs, and I had a
Yeah.
strong interest in them. But the end result was I kept really investigating UFOs, and then people started saying, "Well, maybe they're transdimensional." Okay, maybe they are. And then some are saying, "Well, maybe some of those orbs are actually spirits." And I thought,
Yeah.
well, okay, maybe they are. I'm not real
Yeah.
sure about that, but I'll go with it. But it's just been expanding so much. I'm not sure where the firm ground is anymore.
No, I'm the same. I have days where it's like I'll be looking at stuff and it's like all these people are reporting all these different things and it's happening all over the place. And I'm like, am I blind? Am I not tuned into any of this? Because all this stuff that's going on, I'm not seeing. I don't know anyone else who's seeing it. And then I'll be like, does it even exist? Was that some sort of phase, or if we're living in a matrix, some computer animated effects to make us believe that there's something going on? And really, there's nothing going on, and it's all make believe.
Well,
And
there's a number of possible
you
explanations. I mean, it could be a
juggling,
simulation.
you're juggling in your head all the time as to what's real and what's not.
Well, then maybe try to categorize it more. Like, for instance,
Yeah.
what are the possible causes? If we can't find out what is happening in itself, because it's also mysterious and so much phenomena, then what
Yeah.
might be the root causes? Could it be the Mandela effect? Or could it be we're in a simulation? Or could it be truly transdimensional? Or could it be frequencies? And which one best answers the question? Because Occam's razor says there may be more than one answer, but go with the simplest one. And it's usually the correct one. So do you think frequencies might be the...
I've gone down that route, and that's where I'm at right now. But I'm not dismissing anything else, because, like you said, there could be more than one answer. All the answers we've got could be wrong. We don't know. So
yeah, it could be one we haven't thought up yet.
Yeah, or something, or there might be that thing that's not happened yet to cause a trigger effect for someone to go, "Oh, could it be this?"
Well, and that's true. I mean, when humanity first developed adding machines, we thought the human mind was a lot like an adding machine.
Yeah.
Very logical, very mechanical. And then they decided that no, we're more. Computers came out, and now they think, oh, we're more like a computer, you know.
Yeah.
And it's whatever we have in our technology at the time that we compare ourselves to, and other things. The problem is we're looking at all these phenomena through the eyes of 21st century people, and we're not really being open-minded to the extent where we're. I mean,
Yeah.
now we both looked at that picture you took. What
Yeah.
did it look like to you? It looked like a rock to me.
At first, a hot air balloon. Then it was a rock. Then, because I watched a video back and different angles of it, and I'd stopped it frame by frame, and each one was completely different shape and structure. And I'm like, I don't know what. There's no windows on it. There's no lights on it. It was just there. And I'm like, I don't. And it was just so confusing and frustrating that it's like I need to stop thinking about it because I can't concentrate on anything else. So that's what I did. And I think you froze, Rob. Are you still there? Have I froze? Is Rob froze? Can anyone in the chat help me out? He's gone. Oh, so the question that I had for him, hopefully he'll come back on, is I'm going to put this to you lot as well. So we've been mentioning about the Mandela Effect. Just let me find it again. So could consciousness itself be the missing piece that explains UFOs, ghosts, shadow people, and even the Mandela Effect? That was a question I was going to ask him, but he's gone, and I don't know what's going on, and I might just have to sit here and talk to myself. He froze, right. So unfortunately, I'm going to give it a couple of minutes before I end this, because we are like an hour and 20 minutes into it. But if he doesn't come back on, then I will get him back on in a few weeks. Well, in 2 weeks, if he's all right. Yeah, I have a string of questions for him. Do you think humanity has been intentionally educated about the phenomena or intentionally confused by it? If someone handed you unlimited funding for one scientific experiment into the unknown, what would you build and why? So I'll just have to leave these for until next time. Oh, here's a good one for you. So this is for you out there now. You can email, you can leave it in the comments section after the show. Do you think humanity is asking the wrong questions about UFOs? If so, what's that question that nobody else seems to ask? So, yeah. Well, I'll put that up on the screen, and then you can answer either now or come back and do it in the comments. There you go. I don't think he's going to be coming back on because I've not even got a message from him or ever. So he had a complete power failure. It's back on, but it's just flickered. No. Right, he's trying to get back on. So, oh yeah. So I was telling Darren, right, let me take these off a minute so I can make my ears move. You ready? Well, let me put this on here. So can do both of them. There you go. That's that one. More the right one than the left. There you go, Darren. Leaving it on talking. Thank you. That'll be £100, please. Yeah, he's yeah, you can't get back on. Everything's gone off. Nothing is kicking back in, unfortunately. So he's going to come back on in 2 weeks. I'm going to arrange it for when I'm off work, so it's probably going to be a midday one. Never said it was normal. So yeah, that's it. Oh, he's back. Oh, saved just. So let me bring him back on. We can do another 10-15 minutes. Right, just let him load up, because you guys have put some good questions in the chat as well. He's back.
Well, why don't we do the questions? And that'd be cool.
Let's do the questions.
We had no warning. It just completely went out. I'm having a heavy downpour here right now.
Oh, I'll swap you. Oh, I
No,
love
thank
a
you.
bit of rain.
No, I really
Right,
don't want to do
so
it.
we've got about 10-15 minutes. Is that all right? You can still come on in a couple of weeks as well if you want. You're more than welcome to come back.
Well, I'd like to,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. So, right, first question from Stephen Collin, one of the moderators. Good evening from Scarborough in Yorkshire. Rob, what's your take on cattle phenomena? I'm not going to say, yeah, you've got to be careful with certain words. So,
Oh, do you really?
yeah.
Is that one of them?
Apparently so. I've never had any issues with it, but
Huh.
it's, you never know.
Well, cattle harassment then. How shall we say?
I was trying to think of another word and I couldn't work quick enough.
But I think it's part of the UFO phenomena, definitely. And they say the main reason is they're trying to get genetic material, and that's why they're excising certain parts of the animal, like around the eyes, the rectum, and the
it's like
genital
the
area.
organs, the
Yes.
soft skin, soft tissue.
But,
yeah.
I mean, how many times do you have to do that? I mean, are they just farming this on a regular basis, or if it's for experimentation or research, how many times do you need to basically do, someone's cattle? So,
I
but
don't know. Yeah,
but
it's strange.
But but it is real. It is happening, not just to cattle, but to sheep and horses too, to some smaller degree. But it's happening, and something is doing it, and it's not natural, and it's not normal. And by the way, black helicopters have been spotted in Wyoming around where some of these have occurred. So it could be our government doing it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, could be. So I don't know.
You were talking about hot air balloons, but there's a lot of hot air in Washington D.C. too.
Yeah. Say nothing.
Yeah, really.
Right. Next one is more of a statement. So the vegetable man apparently is folklore of West Virginia, where West Virginia has a lot of everything going on.
Well, we're right near West Virginia. It's less than
I was going to say you can't be that far away from there.
I'm not far from it at all. The vegetable man. I saw a couple blurry pictures of him, and I saw the one drawing, but that's all I've seen of him, and I have not seen anything else. But I'm glad that they said that it was in West Virginia. I wasn't quite sure. I knew it was on the East Coast here. I wasn't sure where.
Yeah. Have you heard of the geometric man?
The geometric man?
Yes.
No, I'm afraid that one has gotten by me.
Well, me and the missus believe we seen something. We've been to a party. I wasn't drinking because I was driving. So I was driving back home, and we're cutting through a small industrial estate, probably 2 miles from where we was to where we're going. There's a taxi in front of me. We come up to a little roundabout. As we went round, it looked like something shot across the road on one of those electric scooters. But it was about 7 foot tall and had a long triangulated head. It's all like black mass. And like different, like the shape of its body was made up of different geometric shapes. But
could you elaborate on that part a little bit?
Yeah. So when we first seen it, we thought there's like a little crossing pedestrian crossing. So it looked like someone had shot across in front of the taxi and gone onto the industrial estate, this little business park. So we're expecting to see someone come round on a scooter or a bike, and there's no one, nothing there. We're like, that was odd. But when we thought back about it and what we seen, it had a long head, looked like a long triangle, like a long cone, and the shape of it, it showed us was all different like triangles and geometric shapes put together to build the construction of this thing. So one day I was driving back to work one afternoon. I thought, you know, that had been playing on my mind for a bit. I thought, I'm going to see if anyone else has reported it. And I just put in, is Geometric Man a cryptid? And it came up with this pages and pages of all these different sightings, where it was seen, times of day, different areas. And the main thing is late at night, industrial areas, moving quite rapid and looking like a shadowy blur, but a solid black mass.
That's what I was going to ask you. Was it blurry? Because that video I saw of those people in Mexico were what looked like sort of a scooter or motorcycle zooming by, but was almost completely not
blurry because of how fast it was moving. Because we both thought that was going a little bit too quick for those electric scooters. I know they can move a bit, but this just seemed to like zip across the road so fast. And we're like, as we got round to where it would have been, there was nothing there. I was like, it moved fast, but it didn't move that fast. But there's been quite a lot of reports in the US and the UK and other parts of Europe.
And again, that sounds like a frequency possibility thing to me, where it's in a different frequency, but for some reason it's jittering into our world a little bit. Or it could be a cloaking device of some type. That's all I can think. But I'm afraid the Geometric Man is a complete hole in my research. I've never even heard of it once. You're the first.
Tap it in and see what you come up with. You won't be disappointed much.
I'm going to check it out. Trust me. Because it sounds similar to the Mexico thing, the video I saw. You know, it sounds very similar.
Well,
to that.
Some of it, I think the sightings were South America, Mexico, Brazil, and then I think it was Canada, UK, I want to say Germany or France.
But not here in the US?
Yeah, a couple of places in the US, but it was mainly South America. So,
have you heard about the witches flying over cities in Bolivia and Colombia?
Yes, I've seen the videos as well, and it's like
they do look like witches still on a broomstick. Also, there's one that looks like a man flying. That looks like it could be. And they thought maybe it's one of those with the rockets on the back. But
well, the thing I was thinking is, could it be like before drones? You've got RC planes and helicopters and all that. Could it be someone that's, because this is the sort of thing I'd do if you had the time to do it, was create a human-like figure, like with a wire frame, put something powerful enough inside it that would lift it off the ground and get it to fly up and make it look like
yes, and that is a possibility. Yeah. For one thing, I really don't believe in witches of that kind. You know, there might be, but there might be the Wiccan kind of witch for sure. But I don't believe in the broomstick riding witch at all. But that doesn't mean it's not there. It just means I don't believe in it.
Yeah, but the people that had seen it said there's no sound coming from it. So if it was that, and this looks like it was like early to mid 90s. So with the motors and that technology that we had then, it makes some sound, and then it's stationary, and then it just zips off. So is that a screen memory? Is it got some sort of cloaking device on that?
And it does make you wonder that, because also it can't be rocket propelled in the sense of like a man with a jet rockets on his back. You've seen them because they only last less than 5 minutes. These things are seen for a lot longer, a lot higher up in the sky, and they're not leaving any kind of contrail.
No, and they're just stationary for about 3-4 minutes, and then it will just shoot off, and it'll go horizontal, doesn't go vertical.
Yeah, and and that's intriguing too. What the heck are those? But have you seen these massive UFOs that they've spotted during thunderstorms, where it lights up the sky and the clouds, and you see part of it? Really? Oh, you haven't seen that? Yeah, there's
No.
some photos of that too. They're huge. But England, you should know all about that. You guys had a mile wide UFO across the English Channel heading towards your islands down there, the Channel Islands of I can't remember which
Oh,
ones.
Jersey, Guernsey, Isle of
Yes,
Man.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
Jersey, yeah. And that thing was seen by two different planes, the pilots and the passengers on both
Oh,
planes.
I've not even heard about that.
Oh, that was in
I think.
1998. It was your superstorm of UFOs that you had in England. I think it was 1998.
Ah, yes, because I'd seen a couple around between 95 to 97, 98.
Yeah, and
So,
that's what over here we call it the English superstorm of UFOs because you saw so
right.
many.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even up in
Mm.
Scotland and places, you were seeing them over sheep. Oh, and
Yeah, yeah.
there was some sheep harassment going on at that time too.
Oh, was that?
There was sheep harassment going on at that time as well. Right?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
do you know where I live and where I work? It's only 8 miles away, and there was. It's going to sound like a joke. There's 40 sheep in a field, and then the next day, the majority of them were no longer alive, and but
They were
there's no
unalived.
and there's no blood count or anything. They was just completely drained.
Yeah, that's another thing too that's been going on. I mean, again with the research thing, how much blood do they need?
I
You know,
know.
I mean, it seems like they need a lot.
They could be vampires. Who knows?
I have a friend Keith Evans. That's his thing, vampires.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
been on the show. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He's very adamant about that. So
Yes.
I helped him edit his last book on that. He was
Oh, cool. Yeah, because he's got a couple now, hasn't he? 2, 3.
yeah,
Is it?
Vampire Planet. I think is his latest.
Oh no, he'd not done that one. I think he was talking about it, but I don't think he had a title for it.
Yeah, he's just came out with it about half a year ago. Planet of the Vampires or Vampire Planet or something like that.
Right? No, it was the other two that he'd done. So that'd be his third book, then, won't it?
Yeah. Again, that's an interesting theory too, that they're from Alpha Centauri.
Yes.
And you know, there's some evidence that there might be a civilization over there on Alpha Centauri B or whatever it is, because they've spotted lights on the dark. The planet always faces its sun. It's a red dwarf. It circles very close to the sun.
Right.
It's in the habitable zone for that sun, and the not the Hubble, but the the JW, whatever the heck it is. I can't think of its name.
Oh,
JWST.
James Webb. James Webb.
Yeah, James Webb. Yeah. And it spotted lights on the other side that did not correlate with volcanoes or any known natural phenomena.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's like the Three Eye Atlas. There's all new stuff coming on about that, isn't there? About it having lights and its own trajectory and all that kind of stuff.
I just saw some of that this morning. I was watching some of that.
Oh.
I do find this stuff intriguing, but you know.
Yeah. I just take.
I want answers. I would like answers, but I only want the answers if they're good. I don't want them if they're bad.
Yeah. I agree.
Like we're about to invade you, and we're going to eat all of you. You know, it's like I have a high fat content. You don't want.
Well, I've already got an answer for that. Can you do it on a Monday morning? So I'm not working all week. Don't do it on a Friday afternoon. So I'm not doing a full week's work to not get paid for it.
So you want it to be timely. Yeah.
Yeah. Monday morning. So I don't have to.
It would be terrible after you just got paid. You wouldn't have time to spend it, would you?
Exactly. So yeah. At least let me have my weekend Monday morning. That's fine. I don't have to go to work.
I think I would just hit the pub and stay there until it ended.
Like you'll see Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the Winchester.
Oops, I just had a cat walk across.
I've got one more question for you. So this
Sure.
is from Grandizer 12. Question, Rob Shelsky. Is there a paranormal topic that you didn't really want to go down that rabbit hole, but you did and felt sucked in? How did you feel after? Glad you did, or disappointed, or something completely different?
UFOs, although I did kind of want to go down it, but I didn't realize it was going to be such a rabbit hole. And after I went down it the whole way, I was thinking space aliens are brothers. And then the end result was, I'm afraid of them. I don't know what they're doing here, why they're doing it, why they're causing damage and hurting people and abducting people. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's doing it, but it scares me, and that's one of the rabbit holes.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I just don't think about the negative side to it. It still pops up in my head every so often, and you can't avoid it forever. But
Well, you know,
I
when I was
just,
investigating it, that was a problem. I'm going to say about 85% of UFO sightings where there was any sort of interaction,
yeah.
the interaction was negative. Unless you want to count the
Oh,
contactees, but I have my doubts about contactees, to be quite honest with you. I think they believe what they're saying is true, but I don't believe that there's any civilization on Saturn where they can walk you out of their ship and you'll be perfectly fine on Saturn. More likely you'll be dead from breathing in methane and ammonia in about less than an
yeah.
instant. Same with Venus. Average temperature on Venus is what, around 800 degrees centigrade? So who in the right mind would have a civilization? And then people say, well, it could be underground. It's like, no, I don't think so. Not really, because it
Mm.
never really was, you know, how could life evolve there in the first place? But so,
Yeah.
you know, I
I
mean,
know.
maybe
I
they're
know what you
true,
mean.
or maybe they've had a different experience, or maybe they were subjected to some kind of mental attack that
Yeah.
by aliens, for instance, that made them believe all this stuff. Maybe they're pawns. I think it's more likely they're pawns of extraterrestrials or whatever these things are,
Yeah.
rather than being genuinely befriended by them. I really do.
Yeah. No, thank you for that. I've got a question for you. I said I've got a few, but there's this one that I wanted to ask you because you'd mentioned it. So we were talking about consciousness earlier and about whether these UFOs could be organic. Could consciousness itself be the missing piece that explains UFOs, ghosts, shadow people, and even the Mandela effect?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think we discussed once before that we're not sure where consciousness comes from, and neither is science. I mean, no one seems to know.
No.
It,
Well,
it, it may be quantum in nature, or it may be that it's outside of us and it's being broadcast into us.
well,
But,
apparently they recently discovered that consciousness lives outside the body, not inside.
well, they
But
they haven't actually discovered that. They have found evidence that suggests that that might be the case, but it's not really strong evidence yet. But it is
no,
tantalizing evidence.
I know they need to word it better because I get hooked in on everything, and
Well, you have to remember that too, that a lot of the articles are designed to make you want to read them, so they tend
yeah,
to be a little exploitative in some ways. But no, there is some evidence that consciousness may be outside the body, but it's certainly
yeah,
not conclusive yet.
right. No, no, it's like anything in it. It's all guesswork, and
Well,
not all of it. It's like so much is scientific, but then once the science stops and there's no understanding of what's going on, that's when you get stuck.
well, we actually, what happens is we name things and we think we understand them. Oh,
Yeah,
the electromagnetic spectrum, for instance, you know, all the wavelengths of light and radar and infrared and ultraviolet, whatever. And oh, so we named it, so now we know what it is. No, we don't. We named it, but we still don't know really what it is,
yeah,
other than that it's some kind of weird phenomena that permeates the entire universe. And so does the
yeah,
Higgs field, and so does the quantum field. And we don't understand why that at the very basis of reality, everything is just possibility,
yeah.
likelihood. Nothing is real. In fact, they have proven our local region of space is not real.
Oh, what?
Yeah, yes, they have based on quantum physics, our local reality is not real in the scientific sense of the definition.
Right.
Yeah, it's not real.
I'm not even gonna try and think about that right now.
I know it sounds crazy, but just type in that phrase and that'll come
Yeah,
up on any. It's
I'll have a look.
scientific, but I mean, it's actually been proven to be
Wow.
not quite beyond a shadow of a doubt, but practically. You know, quantum
Yeah,
theory is the most proven theory in history.
yeah,
We know every prediction we make based on quantum theory comes to pass, so it must be pretty close to being correct.
yeah. You'll have spoke to Agnost. He's not too far from where. Oh, he's over in California. He's a
I'm sorry.
quantum physicist. Agnost. He's originally from Norway. He's a quantum physicist. He lives in California.
Oh no, the only quantum physicist I've talked to directly is David Brown up in New York State.
Oh no, I don't know him. But Agnost, if you want your brain melting, have a chat with him, because it's like he'll tell you something, you'll explain it so you understand, but then if you have to try and explain it to someone else, it's like, just ask him. It's easier.
Well, if they can put it in plain English, I'd be better off.
Yeah,
but even then,
he did, and it was still. I understood what he was saying, but I couldn't
Well, you can understand the words and the meaning of the words, but when you put it all together, it's incomprehensible sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea that everything is just probabilities and that time on the quantum level doesn't exist, perhaps.
Well, that's the thing, because he was saying that past, present, and future are all happening at the same time. So in reality, you can alter your past as you're moving into your future, because it's still all happening at once.
Well, on the quantum level, we certainly can. It's called quantum erasure. We can erase the beginning of an event after it's already happened on the quantum level.
Yes,
I'm not sure we can do it on. Yeah. And,
not physically, but
and yes, all time supposedly exists the picture of the universe like a block, and a slice of it is. And by the way, there is no now. I think we talked about that before. There is no now.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just now is strictly your now and my now are not the same.
No.
There's a gap between them. Yeah. So I mean, are we living in a dream? Edgar Allan Poe said, is everything that we see or seeing but a dream within a dream? The Hindus believed it. They believe that the god, I can't think of which god it was. I'm going to say Kali, and I'm probably wrong, was sleeping on a lotus, and he dreamt a dream, and in the dream, he dreamt the world. And Edgar Allan Poe said that pretty much the same thing. Are we just a dream within a dream? Or are we just the manifestation of a Boltzmann brain? A Boltzmann brain, pardon me.
Could be.
You know what a Boltzmann brain is, right?
It's literally you just create yourself, sort of thing. It's
right. Given the laws of probability, it's quite possible, and you give it enough time, even probable, that a Boltzmann brain, a perfectly functioning, thinking brain, which created its own history, its own past, everything, and it exists for about an instant, but in that instant, its whole life plays out. And according to the mathematics involved, there should be hundreds of Boltzmann brains in our universe now, or have already been here. So if that's the case, maybe I'm just having a dream and you're part of it.
Yeah.
I must say, I thought I could dream better than that. But
hey, this is the best dream you can ever have. What are you trying to say?
Here goes my next appearance on the show, right?
Well, do you know what? I'm going to use that one next week. Well, it is so. It's the other thing with that as well. It's like when you die, you flash back your memory. So are we all at this moment right now dying, and we just reliving our life, and we don't know because of all the different chemicals and everything that are kicking in?
What if our consciousness is just part of some kind of big cosmic oneness, like a giant amoeba of consciousness, and each person is just a pseudopod? There's the holographic theory of the universe by Michael Talbot said just that. He said, if you take your dreams that you have, the people in the dream are your imagination. The room that they're in the dream is created by you. And when you're in the dream, something happened to you, you are dreaming yourself in the dream.
Yeah.
And that we all think we're separate individuals, but we may all be a part of the one. It's like a hand.
Yeah.
And if you put my hand below the desk, you see separate fingers, but they're not really separate, are they?
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And that hurts my head. That really does. But it's in a good way, because it opens you up to think more about other possibilities.
And I think we need to. The human brain did not evolve to handle these kind of problems. It was created for survival and evolved for survival. We see the universe a certain way because it helps us to survive. Same with animals. we may not be seeing real reality at all. We may be seeing the reality that works for us that we can manipulate or use.
Yeah. Oh, that was what I read a bit ago. You said about that. You you said about you not living in the now because your brain is. I'm trying to remember. You will be able to explain it better than me because your brain's taking everything in and trying to make sense of everything that's going on. Your now happened probably about 10 seconds ago.
Probably more like parts of a second ago. But it's intriguing because that doesn't sound like a lot, but and at slow speeds, it doesn't make any difference. If I see a ball coming at me or someone's rolling a ball across my floor, I can see it approaching me. But and even though my mind is seeing it part of a second after it already passed that point, my mind can project where it's going, and then I do see it moving on. But the problem is, if you're in a race car and you're doing 200 miles an hour on a road, that part of a second is hundreds of feet on the road. How is it we manage to stay on the road when we're always part of a second behind in real time? We're not seeing the real now. We're always seeing. We're living in the past. I'm seeing you as you were a split second ago, not now.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not even seeing you right now. I mean, because you're having to be bounced off a satellite and back down to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that adds to the delay. Yeah. By the way, you still look good despite the trip. You know.
Still hot.
No, not here. It's real wet here right now.
I would definitely swap you. It's 25 degrees. What's that? 80 Fahrenheit, 81.
Wow. Well, you're at night now, right?
Yeah, nearly 10 o'clock at night, 10 to 10.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I know there's a time difference, but when you stop and think that my now is daytime and your now is getting late nighttime, it's weird.
And then Australia, New Zealand, they're already in tomorrow.
You think they could play our stock market and win that way? You already know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it'd be good if that was possible. It probably is possible. We just don't have the tools to do it.
Yeah, well, it's like time travel. Is it possible or isn't? There's another biggie. We haven't even discussed time travel.
I know.
So we'll do that.
Do that. Yeah, do that on the next one then. Yeah. Right. Well, that's it. We are at the end of the show. I could talk to you all night. Honestly, I really could. These rabbit holes are absolutely amazing. So thank you, Rob, so much for coming on. I just want to say a big thank you to Jen Noseworthy for putting us in contact. P&L Paranormal.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. She's the one that hooked us up.
She sent me some good news. The last 4 shows I appeared on as a co-host, the ratings have gone up. They're now bouncing close to 1 million.
Wow. Oh my, that's amazing.
Yeah. And it started off at around 720,000 and it's been progressing with each episode.
Wow.
She says my spicy co-hosting seems, I don't know what she means by spicy. We need to talk about that.
I'll let you know if she's spicy next week. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, kid. You have a good night and I hope you cool off.
Oh, I'm just going to get in the freezer. I'm going to have to. It's just too much. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. Really do appreciate it. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you to the new chatters. Thank you to Elaine, Darren, and Stephen for doing the moderating. I'm going to be back on Monday with Abby and Steve Mira, where Steve's going to be talking about more of the UFO phenomena. That's at the same time at 8 p.m. So Monday, 8 p.m., Wednesday, 8:30 p.m., Friday, 8 p.m., all UK times. You just, whatever time zone you're in, you just have to work it out yourself. It's been a long week.
It has.
Yeah. So that's it. Have a great weekend, everyone. Don't get too burnt. If it's raining, enjoy the rain while you can. And on that note, I'm going to go. So we're going to play the intro teaser for the 24-hour podcast. It's starting on the 18th, going through to the 19th of July. So that's 2 weeks' time. We've got everything lined up for that. and that's it. So have a wonderful time. Just before we go, Rob, where can people find you if they need to get in contact with you?
Oh, they can just go on Amazon, Kindle. All my books are there, or they can just Google my name. Just Google Rob Shelsky. Tons of stuff comes up, including my website and everything.
Perfect. Excellent. Right. Thank you for that. That's it. So have a great weekend, everyone. Enjoy the football. Hopefully we'll win. Probably not, but who knows. See you on Monday, 8 p.m. Take care. Bye-bye.
And thank you.
You're welcome. See you later.
UFO files on the line, stacking up the facts in time. Guests keep coming through the door. One more story, then 10 more. Snaps and clips on every page. Something strange in every age. Call it in, let it ring. Tell us what you saw, tell us everything.
Strange, they fight over colors, and they cover their bodies with plants and animals. They fear the unknown but seek it out. They destroy their own world for shiny rocks. Fascinating.
Stay tuned in. I want the truth. Let it spin. Tell us what you saw, tell us everything. Alien, keep it alive. UFO files all night. Alien, stay tuned in. I want the truth. Let it spin. One more guest, one more name, same bright signal, different frame. Alien, keep it alive. UFO files all night. Alien, stay tuned in. I want the truth. Let it spin. 10 a.m., 18th of July, 2026. AREN UK goes live for 24 hours with the UFO files.
Pattern recognition complete. Aether 8 online. Proceed.